Hello and welcome to Spiritual Realm Reading YouTube channel. This is Lesley. She's kindly agreed to let me record the sitting and the reading for her, just to show you how it works and to show you what basically it involves. So I'm using the angel cards today, which I will shuffle and let Lesley choose. Have you got a direct question or anything that you'd like to ask Lesley? You don't have to if you don't want to.
Is my look going to change?
Right, you want to know if there's going to be a stroke of luck, in what respect you mean? Just in general,
Just
the future?
in general,
Yeah.
yeah.
Right, okay. Just to let you know that I don't generally shuffle the cards any particular way. I shuffle them in as I was playing a deck of cards. You know what I mean? Some people do it differently. I just generally shuffle them, as you can see, as a normal deck of cards, because they're quite big, to be honest, and half the time I drop them on the floor and all the rest of it. So it's just that didn't quite work, that one. So this is just to let people know of how it works and how I work. So Lesley, if you want to choose 3 cards of your choice and just lay them, flat like that, left to right. As you can tell, we're rather hungry today. Right, you've chosen for your first card 7 of Earth, which you can tell a lovely card because they're beautifully made and decorated. What it says at the bottom is seeds well planted, temporary pause of action, unnecessarily worried. Now, you said about your luck, didn't you? Now, for some unknown reason, even though you've asked that question, I don't think the reading is about that. I think this is you, personally about you, that you've done something to implement change in your life, whether it be emotional, mental, just in general.
Yeah.
And you've started off, with a plan of actions, so to speak, like your goals of each. And I think every goal so far that you've sort of planted, and your goal that you think, right, I'm going to get there, you've achieved it. Like you've got so far. And I think somehow or the other, there's been like little hiccups along the way. Like when you think you're finally getting somewhere, instead of going forward, you get 2 steps back, sort of. And I think for this journey and this path that you've reached so far, and because you've sort of come to a few stumbling blocks, that you're starting to worry that it's not going to turn out right, that something's going to go wrong, and you're starting to make yourself worry a bit unnecessarily. So in that way, I think this is generally a card saying, just slow yourself down, calm down, recollect yourself, and think of what to do next. Instead of worrying about what's going to happen, think about how you're going to change it and get to the next step. Yeah? Now your next one is 10 of Earth. So, and what that says at the bottom is a very happy family life, financial security, finding magic in little things in life. Right. So, obviously, with the picture and what it says, you have got a stable home life. I feel that your unit is very secure, very strong-minded, the bond is very strong within your family group, with your elders, your youngers, grandchildren, and, in general. And I think there might be occasion or so that you've noticed that there's a few wobbly moments in maybe not your relationship, but siblings' relationships. And I think even though you see it, all siblings do, I don't think you need to worry. I think there's a very strong bond there, even though they might not get on. I think when it came to it, they would support each other no matter what. And I think a little bit at the end about the magic in little things, I think, again, unnecessarily worried. When people think of looking at the big picture. instead of focusing on the big picture, focus on the little pictures that you can achieve, that you can, I don't know, like walk into the shop, go into the park, watching a butterfly. You know what I mean? So the big things, the little things are just as important to be happy and to be, just be happy. You know what I mean? Instead of worrying about, you know, what's going to happen if you do this or if you do that, slow yourself down, stop worrying so much and rushing around maybe. Because I think you do rush around quite a lot and I think you stress yourself out slightly. Just to focus on the little things that are achievable, you know, instead of, you know, the big things. It doesn't always have to be about the big picture, you know. Financial, I think, obviously, you know, that says it all. You will get somewhere. Your luck will change in that respect. But I can't, you know, obviously tell you how. So it could be anything. It could be something really little, you know, and you think, well, okay, you know what I mean. Now, your last card is Justice. Archangel, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, so I'm not even going to bother. I can see I can't read very well. It says at the bottom, fair and just decisions. Do what you know is right. Stand up for your beliefs. Now, somehow or the other, I feel that we all get railroaded into things that we don't necessarily want to do or want to, you know, we just go along with it because we think, whatever, you know what I mean? And I think part of you is very much like that. You just want anything for a quiet life. And I think somehow or the other, something's going to come up, or has come up, that's going to make you think, well, hang on a minute. That's not fair. Something's not, you know, whether it's to do with you, a situation, morals, you know, whatever. Something's going to make you go, actually, enough's enough. You're going to, you know, you need to stand up for your brand, for your beliefs, and also maybe for other people, you know what I mean? Of how someone's being treated, or, you know, just make sure you make a stand against something that you know is fair and you believe that is right. You know, well, don't think maybe I should have stood up for myself when this is telling you maybe you need to be a bit more assertive in your life in that respect. So just down along because it's easier in a quiet life, maybe start thinking, well, actually, I don't think it's right, you know. It could be in many other situations, it could be to do with friends, family, even going to the shop. Yeah. You know what I mean? It could, that, in that way, I can't tell you what, but that's what I think it means for you. To make you, just basically, just don't go along with things if you don't think they're right. Just, you know, think, well, actually, enough's enough, you know. I know it's quite short reading, but overall, what did you find from it? From the reading itself?
These two are spot on.
Right, these two,
are absolutely spot on. I think the seeds well planted is like family. Yeah. Your family. A temporary pause in action, that's sort of happened fairly recently, where I have let people walk over me for a quiet life. And the worry is, like you say, that's been a health journey.
Right.
Which, yeah, there's things that like worry me, but they're not big things. Yeah, I think the family life and the magic in the little things is
that's the second card.
I've just started like finding the magic in little things.
Right. So you're just starting to realise that it's there, sort of, right?
Financial security. I hope that's going to happen soon. I hope that's going to change.
Everyone wishes.
And again, this is right there. I've let people walk over me for a quiet life, and I have just started thinking to myself, "No, I'm not putting up with this."
Right. You're just starting to realise that maybe you should be a bit more assertive in yourself and in your own life. Yeah. And as a reader, how did you find me?
Absolutely fine.
Yeah, you would be happy for me to do this again. Yeah. And just to make it sure, I just want to make sure that Lesley agrees for me to put it on YouTube and on Facebook.
Yeah, that's fine.
Thank you very much, Lesley.
Thank you very much.
You are a star.